Alright, ladies and gentlemen, and today we're going to be talking about going after a man, specifically that I always usually agree with, and I've always said that I would go after these type of people, in particular, to where they to where I'm fair. I will always go after the left. I will always go after the right, and I have always been trying to emanate on that type of saying. I always need, because what doesn't make sense to not question both sides of the political aisle and try to get things done. And however, this man seems to be incredibly ignorant in the fact that he doesn't know what he can be. Because here's the thing, I think, which other people will mention in the comments here, on how safe this man is. And this doesn't mean I hate him or disagree with it, or whatever, for his one bad take or whatever, because I still like this man. It just so happens to be the fact that, well, he goes on and does not necessarily agree with everything that he says, because there's many reasons. Alright, without further ado, let's get into it. So the man that we call is Jordan Peterson, and this guy goes on to say Jordan Peterson thinks the first thing Elon needs to do is require KYC and to ban all anonymous troll demons. So we'll see. I think there are many ways that we can tackle this. There are many ways that we can go over this and see how we can actually punish the people that are doing this, rather than, oh, I don't know, do what Jordan Peterson is suggesting. Let's get into it. Let me stop you right there, Jordan Peterson. That's kind of really stupid to say, because I am a person, and I have named Jam Reports. Obviously, nobody knows my full name. Nobody really knows where I am, and nobody really can do a lot of. They can't easily search me up because my name is Jam Reports. Along with some other ways as well, I don't go on to other discords and call myself JM Reports necessarily, just because of the mere fact that my name is Zinsway, and usually in most other type of discords or whatever, it will be Zinsway, and some other things that are actually trying to branding myself out will be JM Reports. Now, granted, this type of stuff is more of a, I guess you could say, defense mechanism. However, I don't mind putting myself out there. I don't have an issue. My face is always out in the public. I mean, if people really, really, really wanted to find me, they could. But the thing is that when you go out there, there is also a form of defenses that people put in place. There's a lot of people, if you did have this type of issue coming into play, Jordan, is that you would have a lot of other people being at risk, not for their just lives, but they're also their jobs. And this is the type of thing that you kind of just don't want really going on at all, because people have risks that they have to invest in. To have the top of anonymity, it would not allow a lot of people to be on the internet. It's really bad in that sense. So I don't think you understand the whole weight of your words when you say this. And I think I will also say another thing as well when we go through more through the video, because it seems like he doesn't seem to understand that on how safe he may be, and all that great stuff. So let's continue. I agree with you, Pearson, in the sense that there are a whole bunch of people doing this. However, you need to also understand that these same people will go after other people. A good example is Nekokeda. When these people went after his, got him banned from YouTube, and then at the same time, they also went after his actual real life work after they'd been doing some doxing type of work, and went after his whatever his lawyer place or what have you, or where he resides. And if people knew his actual full name, his address, etc., you do realize that also means that his family is at risk, right? His family is at risk for being attacked by these lunatics. And I'll have plenty of evidence exactly on what's going on here in terms of in terms of the issues and the stuff that was happening now. And granted, this is happening mostly to women in this aspect, but I'm just trying to point out to the exact nefarious nature that these type of people would have. Because yeah, sure, you may be also hurting them by putting their full names out there. But at the same time, you're also hurting the innocent individual who will also be receiving this massive type of attack. Because it wouldn't be just a normal attack trying to remove them. It would probably try to remove them from society, pretty much removing them, pretty much ending them. Literally. So, like, you can't just have this type of stuff happen because it's a serious issue. So I'm going to continue to go on here and let him speak, but it's insane. Oh, another thing as well, the whole basement thing is kind of really stupid because there's a lot of people that just decide that just don't want to interact with society. And if we also seem to realize that there are also men that don't really want to interact with women because of the way the whole this Me Too movement, hilarious that it's actually trending here, and the fact that that the way society is, it's not really safe. I mean, a good example will be happening in China, to where people are not helping their own people. So, I mean, I can kind of understand to where you would just not want to go out and interact with other people. There's also people that are introverts, which doesn't mean that they're demonic or evil people. It just means they're an introvert and they're just a person that happens to have this type of deal. I would even say that I am borderline an introvert, and the only time I'll be ever an outrovert, or whatever you could say, so call it, would just be to the fact to work and other stuff that I would do. And there's a lot of people that would just like to work from remote anyways. So saying that these people are not that these people are demonic or whatever is pretty ingenious, and that they're basement dwellers or whatever is really, really stupid, because that's not, most majority of the people that are this are not just evil people, Jordan. You need to understand this. I think you're a smart enough guy to understand that that's just kind of a really stupid take from you. And I don't that's where it goes to the extreme to censorship. Well, granted, he's from Canada, so they're a bit more extreme. But here's the thing: is that I agree with a lot of what Jordan Peterson says, but this one is not good. And that's the things that I've underlined. It's not really a good thing to have this type of mental state. Of course, I think this was also shut down a couple of years ago as well. I could be wrong. That we fought against this because of the actual issues that people were portraying themselves. I think it wouldn't be very hard to find out somebody's actual name, but it's harder to find people actual places where they live, etc. And this will have massive drawbacks, massive issues. Now, there's not just this person that's also going with this, but it's also with John Rich, which is going to ban something. He says if Elon Musk is going to ban something on this platform, ban anonymous accounts. If you don't have the guts to stay behind your comments, get the hell out. Who's with me? And again, sure, that's fine for, maybe more political figures or people that have money that can actually defend themselves, such as Jordan Peterson and you, Rich. But as for other people, normal people, they don't have the ability here. Jennifer makes a very good point. The only problem is that some of us, like me, for example, can risk our jobs by speaking our true feelings. I wish I could tell everyone my full name and where I live and work, but I'm a nurse, and if I do, well, my employer will find out my beliefs, which I thought was okay today, but it isn't. And I 100% agree with her, is that it's not just a form of bad faith people taking advantage of other people and maybe finding out where they live and doing horrendous acts, but it's also the fact of the employers, because we live today in a society to where if you're on one side of the political aisle that you can be fired for any of your political takes or whatever. Having this anonymous reach, having this anonymous type of deal would be that, okay, would be harder to find somebody and harder to really get fired from because you're anonymous on the internet. But if a company finds out, say for instance Disney or what have you, any of these far left type of people, your job and your livelihood is at risk because they know your political views, and we all know what political view that people would be focusing on. And it would be mostly due to the fact that conservatives, and you know this, Peterson, because you've been part of this attack as well, to where they will come after you and cancel your life, your livelihood, because they just don't like your opinions, etc. And that's exactly what Jennifer is saying, is that these are the issues that normal people that are not part of what this person is saying, wonder why he feels safe to talk, is because, again, he has millions of dollars, he gets money and stuff like that to obviously protect himself, etc., to the point to where they don't have to worry about being canceled. They don't have to worry about issues that really take to them because of the mere fact that they have these safe points. They can hire security if they want to because, well, they have the money to do so. Whereas other people, they don't really have that luxury. We're not talking about the normal citizen here. We're talking, so you guys are safe. And let me add more validity to this, to where where we have this person here, where we had a sweet Anita, a Twitch streamer with 900,000 followers, says she's being stalked by a man who is making death threats and ignoring a restraining order. Yes, this man has been seen going around and trying to stalk Anita and finding out where she actually lived. Now, this may be small in a small grand scheme of things, obviously, to where it's just maybe not happening to everybody, but giving these people the power, giving these people the ability to do this is what's dangerous. And Anita went through a lot of stress and recourse from this man because he found out where he was, actively trying to attack her, and of course her pathetic, stupid country is doing nothing to protect her. And we need more, I think, across the board in most of the Western society, we need better laws and things in place to protect ourselves from stalkers, because obviously this is not okay and this should never happen. But these are some of the recourse that's happening. This is not just her that's happening it to. Now, granted, this happens to Amaranth as well, that Amaranth calls out her terrifying Twitch stalker. Now, before you guys call me be a simple whatever, I don't care for Amaranth. I don't like Amaranth in general. I think what she does to men or whatever in general, to young boys, for the sexualization she does to herself and makes use of them, is deplorable and disgusting. And I don't really like some of the things that she's been doing, and she's potentially ruining her future life down the road. Because of the mere fact of nobody's going to want to go after her or whatever after do stuff like that. But that's beside the point. This is just me pointing out that she had a stalker as well, and it became very serious for her. And this doesn't seem to be very good for Amaranth in general, where she's been having stalkers. And again, if she was not anonymous, obviously it would be potentially a lot worse for her. Maybe to potentially even having her removed from society because of what Jordan Peterson is suggesting. And it's not just Amaranth. We also have here that Jenny Anna, I know who she is, and she also had similar things that also happened to her that did these type of threats, and she would also be at threat the same thing for what Jordan Peterson is doing. Let's add another one here to where this woman, I actually don't know what this person is, but it's still making sense to my point, to where Twitch streamer Wolf of Bell breaks down after stalker blackmail her for sexual demands. And this is stuff that is happening around the world. And this is not just one thing. Or maybe there was also a woman that I couldn't find it, but there was a woman that was actually killed from her stalker because she found out where she was. And Jordan Peterson, just to let you know, and John and Rich, for this matter, if you allow this to happen, if you allow the anonymity to be gone, then that means that more people in way more dangerous fashion would be in danger. The fact that you don't know about this is insane because you're only coming from one point of view to where others have been having to face the issues. Granted, this may be part of the 1% or 2% or whatever have you. It doesn't really matter the percentage, and it's actually worse the more that it goes up. Because now, if you allow this to happen, that percentage skyrockets because now people have the ability to go after people legitimately, not just for online purposes, but for actual work, showing up to their places and actually ending them. So you guys need to understand this point of view, and a lot of people are pointing out on why this is bad. So, again, we are here to point out the dangerous stuff that these people are doing, and I'm sorry that this video went a bit long, but I kind of want you people, the guys, to understand that this is not just something that you just allow to happen or for social media companies to happen. Because for doing this, you get a lot of people potentially killed and anything potentially worse. Because these people are unhinged. These people are insane. They don't care about you. And they will probably go to the great ends of the earth to have you ended. And there will be other people that will make mass campaigns for people to actually get their lives immediately destroyed. Peterson, you're wrong here, and I think you need to take a couple steps back and start realizing on what your action words mean, because this is not an okay stance. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share, and as always, take care.